Right. We're going to give it a couple of minutes. Right, we're live on YouTube. We are live on FaceUB. And we're live on Instagram. What's happening, team? I hope you're good. If you're watching this on the replay, please give me a hashtag replay so I know many people watch it. And we're going to get going shortly. What's happening, gang? Jumping on Instagram. Hope you're good. Happy New Year. Hope you had a great Christmas and New Year. We've got a couple on YouTube now. Same to you guys. Waiting for Facebook to do its thing. I hope we're all good. Someone leave me an emoji in the comments, please, just to let me know that you can hear me and you can see me okay. You know what I need to do? 2022 goal. My 2022 goal, if I don't do fuck all else, find out how to connect this microphone to my actual mobile, because the sound's coming from this mic when I'm on Facebook, when I'm on YouTube, because it's onto my Mac, but it's not on my mobile. So when I'm live on Instagram, the sound's not as good as when I'm live on YouTube and Facebook. So I think if any tech geeks out there, let me know how I can connect an external microphone to my iPhone while still being connected to my Mac. I'd love to know. That's a goal. 2022 goals. If I do nothing else this year, that's what we're looking to do. What a goal. Right, gang. We're going to let a few people jump on, and then we'll hit record, and we'll get into the first episode of 2022. I'm fucking excited about this one. Going to be a lot of value in this. A lot of value in this episode. I'm super excited to get going on it as well. So I want to give it another minute. Few more people jumping on Instagram now. Guys, whatever platform you're listening to it on, get a screen grab, screenshot it, share it on your Instagram stories, on your Facebook stories, and just tag me in it. Tag me in it, tap on Tom. Just let me know that obviously you're live with me, you're here, you're listening. And also, if you're going to share it at the end, let me know what your biggest takeaway is, because there's going to be a lot of value in this episode. A lot of value in this episode. Get a pen and paper out. I'm giving you guys a heads up first before I even start fucking recording the podcast. Get a pen and paper. Take some notes on this. Right. Shall we hit record? 3, 2, 1. Yes, team. What is happening? Welcome to another episode of the Type 1 Movement Podcast. And this is the first episode of 2022. So I do want to say before we get into it, happy fucking New Year. If you're listening to this now or in the future, if you're listening to this in the future, it's kind of irrelevant, isn't it? But if you're listening recently and we are in the first month in January, I hope you had a great New Year. I hope you had a great Christmas. I hope you spent lots of quality time with your family, your friends, your loved ones, and you wound down and you're ready to fucking get back to work in 2022 now in this month, because that's what this episode is going to be about. We're going to be looking at how to use and utilize the start of the year to improve your blood glucose control and your health. Now, before we get started, please leave me a rating and a review on the podcast app, as it really does help me reach more type 1 diabetics and positively impact our community. Also, just saying to the guys on the live then, you guys on the live are listening to this on the podcast show, please give it a screen grab, screenshot, share it on your Instagram stories or your Facebook stories, and tag me at type1_Tom. Also, let me know what your biggest takeaway is, because there's going to be a lot of information in this one. So before I do get started on this episode, I do just want to say one thing, please. I'm going to be sharing a lot of information, on this episode. So please grab yourselves a pen and paper. Grab yourselves a pen and paper and be ready to take some notes. Be ready to take some notes, because there's going to be a lot of points that I'm going to cover in this to help you use the start of this year to become the best version of yourselves. Now, look, it's a new year. Like I say, I hope you've all had a great new year and you're ready to get back at it. And that's what I want to help you with. Now, I'm going to say one thing right now, and then I'm going to take a sip of water. New year, new me. New year, new me. How many times do we say that every single fucking year? And is it a new you? If it is, great. If you have bettered yourself over the past few years, great. If not, 2022, this is your fucking year, and this is what I want to help you with. Now, the thing is with new year, new me, people normally say it because they feel like shit over Christmas. You've eaten shit. Your blood glucose levels have been all over the place. You've not exercised. I told all my clients to chill out. All the clients that are currently on my program, I told them all to chill out. And that's absolutely fine, because we know how we're going to get back on track in 2022. So that's what I want to help you guys with. Hey, the best way I can help you is sign up to my fucking program. I'm just going to put it out there. Yeah. But this episode is going to help you as well. Now, if you are interested in signing up to my program, stick around till the end because I'm going to tell you how you can inquire and how you can inquire about signing up to my program and getting my help, getting me and my team coaching you. My program actually helped 50 type 1s last year achieve a HbA1c of 6.5% and below. Just looking at my board now, because they're all on there, we're ranging from 5% was the lowest to 6.5%. So that shit works. Right, let's get into it. New year, new me. A lot of coaches will say, I fucking hate the new year, new me and all that sort of bullshit. People don't stick to it, yada, yada. You know what? Fuck that. Great. If the new year is what it takes for you to finally decide you want to get a grip on your glucose levels, you're tired of feeling like shit, you want your health to be tip top, yeah, then great. I'm all for that. Whatever it takes to drive that initial motivation. Motivation is high at this time of year. It's high to improve your health. It's high to improve maybe your fitness, your body, and it's high to improve the way that you're managing your diabetes. Yeah. If you've had a not so great year, do you know what I mean? Your diabetes, your blood glucose control has been frustrating you. 2022, now is the chance at the start of this year because motivation is high and motivation is what gets you going. It doesn't stick around, and that's why people fall off track after a few weeks or months. But I'm going to tell you in this episode how to get through that. But I do want to say, team, if you take one thing, well, there's a few things what you take from this, but take this. Now is the prime time at the start of this year for you to start implementing some small changes to lead you on to being the healthiest and the best version of yourself and having the best glucose control that you've ever had. Now is the chance at the start of the year. Why? Because you probably feel a bit like shit from Christmas, and now you're like, right, I need to sort my shit out, and bang, that motivation's high straight away. So new year, new me. A lot of coaches will be like, it's bullshit, I hate it. I'm like, whatever it takes for you to go through that door and start to work on yourself and give a fuck and make yourself a priority. I'm all for that. Right. I'm going to give you a few points to help you use the start of this year to improve your blood glucose control, improve your health, improve your fucking life at the end of the day, and just become the healthiest and best version of yourself. Yeah. So I'm going to give you a few points. Make sure you grab a pen and paper, take notes, because I'm going to deliver a lot of information and a lot of value in these points. The first one, and this is probably the main one, is why people start out well in New Year. They start running tests on the blood glucose. They go and work out. They start eating better. And then a few weeks or months down the line, they get a little bit bored. They fall off. Old routines and habits start to slip back in. And then they end up finishing the year in either the same or a worse position than they was at the start of the year because they didn't stick to it. And this is one of the main reasons that I found why people don't stick to the changes that they make in the new year. And it's because they don't set clear goals. They don't set clear goals. So this is the first point. I want you to set crystal clear goals that actually fucking mean something to you. This is what people normally do when they set goals. I'm going to start testing my blood glucose more. I'm going to start to try and eat a little bit better, and I'm going to go to the gym, let's say 3 times a week or something. Great. They're not goals. They're not goals. They are small daily and weekly actions and habits and routines that are important that lead you towards your goal. That lead you towards your goal. You need to be setting a clear goal. So your goal might be like, right, every week, I want at least 70% time in target range, and I want my average blood glucose to be around, let's say, 6 or 7 moles. That's a great goal. I want my next HbA1c to be 6.5%. Great goal. Do you know what I mean? And then eating better, exercising, getting enough sleep, running tests are the daily actions that are going to lead you towards that goal of better glucose control. If this is making sense on the live, stick me a fire emoji in the comments. I want a fire emoji if this is making sense. So most people set goals like, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to exercise, it's a new year, new me, I'm going to eat better. They're not goals, team. They're daily actions that need to lead you. They are important, we'll get onto that, towards your goals. So I want you to set crystal clear goals. Here's my goals for this year. Yeah, here's my goals. In terms of my own personal health, I want to be in the best shape possible. Now, I've not set a weight goal for that. I'm going to go off progress pictures, yeah? I want to be the fittest that I've ever been. So I've got times that I want to run a 10K, Yeah, I want to be able to do a triathlon. Like, these are my big overarching goals. Now, for that, I know I need to be strength training 3 times a week. I need to be going on at least 2 or 3 runs and 2 or 3 rides a week. I know I'm going to have to be pretty consistent with my nutrition. You see how I've dialed it back? I've set these big goals. These are physical goals for me. And I've dialed it back to what I need to do each day or each week. Another one of my goals, my business goals, is to have obviously more type 1s, achieve a HbA1c of 6.5% or below. But a lot of my clients last year who completed my program said, Tom, you've changed my life. So I was like, right, 2022, I want at least 50 type 1 diabetics to say, Tom, you've changed my life via your program. So how am I going to do that? Well, this is the start. Showing up on these podcasts, showing up on these lives, creating content each day, sending emails, making sure my clients are on track. Those are the small daily actions that lead me towards having at least 50 type 1s turn around and say to me, Tom, you've changed my life. You see what those goals are? Like how the big overarching goal that I've set, and then we need to dial it back into weekly and daily action. So that's the first thing, set clear goals. Another bonus tip that I spoke about in a few episodes ago. If you want your goals to mean something, tie it to something that's important to you. I speak about this all the time. Females, when they want to get pregnant, need to improve their blood glucose control. Why do they do it? Because they want a family. They tie it to something that means something to them. Athletes, they want to be tip-top in their sport or perform well. So they need to have great glucose control. What do? They tie it to that goal. If you've got a relationship, someone that you love, that you really want to take care of, you know you need to take care of yourself first. That comes with having great glucose control. Tie it to that goal. Tie it to something that sparks some fucking emotion in you, because just saying I want a good HbA1c, good average, isn't enough. Tie it to something in your life. So when you've set this big goal, tie it to something in your life that fucking means something to you. And then we can look at exercising more, going to the gym, running tests. Well, that's the main pitfall that a lot of people do in the new year. I'm going to eat better. I want to lose a little bit of weight. I'm going to eat better, yada, yada. No, get deeper than that. Decide on the big overarching goal and tie it to something that means something to you. The next one, point number two is create a plan you can actually fucking stick to. Pretty simple, that one, right? Look, if I'm going to go to the extreme here. If you have never, ever exercised, why are you going to start going to the gym 5 times a week? How long do you think you're going to fucking stick to that? How long do you think you're going to stick to that? If you only test your blood glucose once a day, why are you going to go and try and test it 20 times a day? That's going to become overwhelming. You need to create a plan that you can actually stick to that suits your lifestyle. If you're super busy, why go and try and get 2-hour workouts in every single day? Do you see what I'm getting at here, team? It's not going to work. So create a plan. I don't know your personal circumstances, but create a plan that you know that you can actually stick to. Yeah. Create a plan that you know that you can actually stick to. Now, this could look like, if you've never exercised, right, I'm going to commit to just doing 2 workouts a week. They might be 20-minute workouts. They might be 30-minute workouts. Great. Yeah. Simple things like that. If you don't check your blood glucose levels that often throughout the day, this is quite a common thing. Yeah. This is quite a common thing that I come across with clients before they start my program. Then if you don't test them that often, you might be testing twice a day. Can we test 6 times a day? Can we test on the most important times of the day? And that's when we wake up, before and after meals, before and after exercise, and when we go to bed. Can we just start to move the needle forward a tiny bit each day? Creating a plan that you can actually stick to. So we've got point number 1, create a big goal. Point number 2, we're creating a plan now. We're starting to work towards that big goal. But don't set goals that are fucking big. Set goals that scare the fuck out of you. I will say that. Set them thinking, I'm not sure if I can achieve that. Because when you do, and you will if you follow this, you'll be fucking buzzing. So set goals that scare you. Do you know what I mean? Shoot for the moon, hit the stars, is it? So what? We're still fucking going towards it, team. And then we're going to create a plan, a daily plan that we can actually stick to, that's not overwhelming, that's just moving small steps day by day. Yeah? Point number 3, this ties in nicely to it. If you take nothing else from this podcast, please take this. Create a daily to-do list. Create a daily to-do list. One of the things that I hear from a lot of type 1s is they're like, I am that busy. I've not got time to prep food. I've not got time to work out. I forget to test my blood glucose levels. I forget to test my insulin. I'm that fucking busy. Yes, a lot of us are busy, but what I found is 9 times out of 10, In our head, we're much busier than what we actually are in real life. And if we get what we need to do every single day, or even better the night before, out of our head onto a bit of paper in the form of a to-do list, you're going to feel much more like clarity. You're going to be thinking clearer. And put anything down on there. Do you know what I mean? Right, take the kids to school, prep food, go and work out. Do you know what I mean? Whatever you need to do that's important to you, plan it the night before or the morning before. And then, you know, the best things about to-do lists, I fucking live off to-do lists. I have them in my planner, I have them in the notes on my phone. What I do is in the notes on my phone, when you can select the little on the iPhone, the tick, so you tap it and it ticks it off, I do that on my to-do list. On my to-do list today was take Steve, my dog, to the vets for his second vaccinations and get a workout in. There's a few more things, but I've already ticked two things off. We're like just midway through the afternoon, and it feels so good ticking things off. You feel like you've achieved something. Yeah, so that's point number 3. Create a daily to-do list every single day in the morning or in the evening. Yeah, and put down the shit that you need to do for that day on there. Not just stuff to help you improve your glucose control, stuff that you need to do for life as well. Yeah, or work is another one. This is so important. It will help you out so much, because when you get busy and overwhelmed with life, if you can get it out of your head onto a bit of paper, like I said, look at it, go, right, I've done that, great. Yeah, so create a daily to-do list. Another thing, a big issue that a lot of type 1s that we will encounter and that make a lot of type 1s stop when they start to obviously want to improve the glucose control, exercise, eat better, is low blood glucose. Team B, I'll say this, be prepared for hypos. When you start to eat better, you start to become more active. A hypo, a low blood glucose, is just feedback from your body saying, hey, this is great, I'm becoming more insulin sensitive, I need a little bit less insulin. We always start with basal adjustments there. This is something I'm heavy on with my program. But new year, we're working out, we're eating better, we're like, yeah, I'm going to fucking boss this year. Bang, hypos hit and they hit and they hit. Great. It's just feedback from your body. It's a natural occurrence when you start to become healthier and start to eat better and start to move more and exercise. It is going to happen. Every single person that's come into my program and that's smashed it and done well, these will all tell you, if you ever speak to them, they've come in and the first few weeks at the start of the program, they've started having lows. Because it's a natural occurrence. Just feedback from your body as type 1 saying, hey, right, we're becoming a little bit sort of healthier, we're moving better, we're a bit more sensitive to insulin, we need a little bit less. So be prepared for these hypos. Don't let it throw you off track. Be prepared to run in and test and run tests and make adjustments. It's going to happen. I just want to prepare you for that. It's going to happen, yeah? Another thing, so that was point number 4. Point number 5, one thing I want you to think of. When we set these big goals, it can seem very overwhelming on how we're going to get towards them. So what we do for that, all I want you to do is think about just getting 1% better every single day. 1% better every single day. You can do that. You can move, every single one of you watching this and listening to this, I have faith that you can move the needle forward by 1% every single day. Maybe eat a little bit more veg, go on a bit of a walk, pay more attention to your blood glucose. Yeah, get a workout, just 1% every single day. Just get that 1% better. I'm going to give you an example of this in action. The start of last year, January 2021, I made a commitment to myself to get 1% better physically, mentally, in my business, and learning new skills. Yeah, so I decided to take up running. I made sure I was getting to the gym when we could, because we were still in lockdown then. I made sure I was more active, on my social medias, helping more type 1s. And I just got 1% better at this sort of stuff every single day. I thought, right, I'm going to learn new skills. So taught myself how to DJ and stuff, and just 1% better every single day. Now, January 2022, at the time of recording this, I've missed a few days. I've been off track a little bit, but I can confidently say, as a person, mentally, physically, with my relationships with others, as a person, I am definitely at least 300% better than I was starting January 2021. And that's just moving the needle 1% every single day. So this works. So when we've set these big goals, try not to feel overwhelmed. Just think, all right, I've got this big goal. I've got this big goal of my HbA1c is currently 10%. I want to get it to around 6%, 6.5%. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it day by day. I'm going to get 1% better each day. I'm going to move a little bit more every single day. I'm going to eat better. I'm going to pay more attention to my blood glucose. Yeah. I'm going to start to run tests. Just 1%, just small, moving the needle very finely fucking adds up, team, adds up. So that is point number 5. Point number 6, and this is a big one, is I want you to think about creating routines. I want you to think about creating routines. And the reason for that is this. Now, motivation is probably really high for us all at the start of the year, even me. And you're like, fucking yes, 2022, you are going to be my bitch, mate. I'm going to boss. I'm going to smash my diabetes management. I'm going to dominate it. I'm going to achieve great control. I'm going to be so healthy. I'm going to achieve all these wonderful things because you're that motivated. But you know what? That won't stay, team. That will not stay. That will wear off. Motivation isn't an endless resource. Yeah, it will go. But what does stay and what I want you to focus on doing whilst you are highly motivated, it's like when my clients come into my program, we're smashing it at the start and I'm like, right, let's think about creating these daily routines and habits. Because when motivation goes, you've created habits and routines that's just now who you are. You are the person who keeps track of the blood glucose. You are the person who knows how to basal test and test your insulin to carb ratio and make adjustments. You are the person who works out 3 or 4 times a week. You are the person who preps food and eats well, goes to bed at a reasonable time. That is who you are now. So motivation goes, you're very tired one day, you've had a bit of a shit day, a shit time, but you're still doing it because that's just how you're living your life now. Yeah. So I want you to think about that. Do not think about like, I'm so motivated at the moment. Great. Awesome. That will get you started. What I want you to think about is I'm creating routines. I'm creating routines. I'm creating routines. Every single day, when you're moving that needle 1% forward, think about that. I'm creating routines. I'm creating routines. Yeah. So we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just cut them down on my notes, team. Point number 6. Point number 7. Point number 7 is a big one. I want you to try your very best to control your environment. Try your very best to control your environment. Look, you want to improve your health, improve your blood glucose, be the healthiest, best version of yourself. You need to be careful of the people that you surround yourself with and the sort of places that you go to. By that, I mean, look, right, if I don't want to drink alcohol, if I say, right, which this year, one of my goals is to probably, I did say not touch any alcohol, at least for the first 6 months, because it just messes up my productivity. But we'll see how we get on. But let's say I have a goal, and I know it's not related to blood glucose, but hear me out on this. I have a goal of not drinking alcohol. Am I going to go and sit in a pub where I could be like, it's just, do you know what I'm saying? If I don't want to drink alcohol, why am I going to go and sit in a pub when the chances of me being surrounded by alcohol there, I'm probably going to be like, oh, one won't hurt. Do you know what I mean? If that's making sense. So just control your environment. If you're trying to like sort of eat better, let's say you're trying to eat better, yeah, and you're not prepping any food, you're setting yourself up for failure at the end of the day, yeah, because it's not going to be convenient and an easy decision. When you've got no food prep, what's the easiest decision? Yeah, because you've not controlled your environment properly. You might ring for a takeout. You might grab something quick that isn't great for your health and your blood glucose. But if you are prepared, you've controlled that environment, chances are that you're going to eat what you've prepared, right? And that's the thing, like control your environment as much as you possibly can. The thing that I mentioned about being surrounded by people, look, I'll be honest, I don't have a huge group of friends, but the ones that I do have are amazing. We support each other. And I don't give a fuck about having a huge group of friends. The ones that I do have, I'm really happy we share interests with. We support each other. We drive each other. We push each other forward. Now, if you're wanting to better your blood glucose, you want to better your health, you want to better your life, and you're surrounded by negative Nancy's who are constantly whinging or playing the victim all the time, what's going to happen? I'm going to be straight up with you here. What's going to happen? It's going to fucking drag you down into that mindset. Yeah? It's going to drag you down into that mindset. So if you are wanting to control your blood glucose, become the best version of you, the healthiest version of you this year, 2022, or any year, control your environment, the places that you go to, and also just take a look at your circle of friends and people around you and say, are they supporting me? Are they moving me closer towards being healthy and being a great version of myself? Or are they just dragging me down? This is hard, man. It's hard to do. It's hard to cut people from your life. that kind of don't align with the person that you want to be. It's up to you what you do with this. I'm just giving you advice there. So controlling your environment and just taking a look and being mindful of the people that you hang around with, the people that you've got in your life. Yeah. Point number eight, be prepared to run tests. We are always running tests. Me, 14 years into being a type 1 diabetic, control's good. I'm still tweaking my basal insulin every now and again because I'm on a pump. I'm still playing around with my insulin to carb ratio. Still running tests. My clients, constantly running tests. We got full training videos in our coaching program on how to run tests as well. But be prepared. If you've ever run a basal test and you've got it right, it isn't stick it and forget it. Do you know what I mean? You will have to change that again at some point. So especially at this time of year, when you're starting to work out more, you're starting to exercise, obviously, and eat a little bit better, and you're like, right, I'm paying more attention to my blood glucose. Be prepared to run tests. Like I said before, you're going to get lows. What's the way to sort out lows? We need to test basal. Once we've nailed that, for the time being, we need to test insulin to carb. So please be prepared to run tests on your insulin dosages and your ratios. Yeah, and pre-bolus timings and stuff. That's all I can say on that. Just be prepared to run tests. Number nine's a big one. I know a lot of you guys are going to be getting back into the gym. You're going to be working out, taking up a bit of sport because 2022, you decided to become more active. Yeah. This is a big tip I can give you as a type 1 diabetic because I get asked this so many times. Like, I'm struggling with blood glucose levels around exercise. I'm going to give you, I did a full podcast on this as well, so I'm going to cover it briefly here. Utilize and use the 3-hour exercise rule. Now, what's this? It's waiting at least 3 hours after your last bolus of rapid-acting insulin before you go and work out. Why? Because rapid-acting insulin, most of them, has done its job after 3 hours. So when you go and work out with just your basal insulin on board, you can confidently know that, hey, that exercise caused me a spike. Or, sorry, the workout, the style of training caused me a spike. Or it caused me to drop low. Or it kept me in range, yeah? But if you're going in with rapid-acting insulin on board and you're getting high or low, or you don't know if it's the rapid-acting insulin or if it's the workout. So strip things back as much as possible. Wait at least 3 hours after your last bolus of rapid-acting insulin. There's no active insulin on board, just your basal insulin. Then go and do your workout. From this, you're going to know, hey, I got a spike. All right, maybe we need to give a small bolus beforehand. Oh, I got a low. Maybe we need to adjust basal insulin, set a decreased temp basal. Or if you're on pens, you might need to have a small carb-based snack, knowing that the workout's going to pull you down. This is a huge one. Use the 3-hour rule. Use the 3-hour rule. And we are on, I'm counting these points down again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8. When I made these points, I was like, I didn't think of doing 10, but we've got 10. 10, the final point, team, and one of the biggest one for you to use the start of this year to improve your blood glucose control and become the best version of yourself is this. I want you to understand, I touched on it a bit there. In a few weeks or a few months, you will start to drift. You will start to lose motivation. Your diabetes will start to take a back seat. You might start to can't be arsed with working out. I can't be arsed with prepping or tracking food. Do you know what I mean? Life gets a little bit busy. Oh, yeah, I had these goals at the start of the year, but now I'm not too arsed. If you follow what I said on just thinking of, like, I'm creating a daily routine, I'm thinking about creating habits, this will see you through. If not, in a few weeks or months, when you start to drift, motivation goes. This is what I spoke about before. You will struggle and you are going to end up right back at square one. You're going to end up right back at square one. And this is something that we don't want. So understand it happens to us all. I know at the moment I'm highly motivated. Yeah. So start of this year was yesterday. I got a workout, in-strength workout, bike workout. Today I've been on my first run. That's my first sort of workouts of the year. I've decided I'm going to get 3 decent meals in a day and a few snacks. I'm really motivated at the moment because I've got these big goals, like I said before, being in the best shape possible, being the fittest person, being the fittest that I've ever been this year. And that's motivating me to stick towards it. But I understand that in a few weeks or months, that motivation isn't going to be there. And I may start to get those thoughts about just miss your workout, Tom. You'll be all right, mate. Be all right. Order a takeout, mate. You'll be all right. Do you know what I mean? Or you don't need to show up and do a live or a podcast today. You'll be all right. Don't post today. I know I'm going to get these thoughts, but I am creating habits and routines now. So that's just how I live my life and how I go about my day and my week. You need to do the same. This is a huge one that people are like, I'm super motivated at the start of the year. few weeks, few months go, oh yeah, I had those goals at the start of the year. Can you imagine 2 scenarios I want you to think of now, team? 2 scenarios. By, let's say, March comes. Yeah, we're in January now. March comes. That mindset come in. I'm not asked about my blood glucose much anymore. It's all right. I've been doing all right. Fuck it. I'm going to let my nutrition slip. I'm going to let my workout slip. And then before we know it, the end of this year, the end of 2022 comes. We start January 2023. And you're like, fucking hell, still had a high HbA1c. My timing target was a bit low. I'm not worked out for months. If only I would have stuck with it and listened to what fucking Tom said on that podcast. If only I would have stuck with it, created these habits and routines. You will be thinking that, right? Come the start of next year. Can you imagine? But then imagine on the flip side, if you took this advice and you stuck with it, yeah, you're going to get some times over the year where you can't be asked, but then it's just about how fast you can get back on track. But imagine you've stuck with it. We're coming to the end of 2022. You're like, fucking hell, my A1C is the best it's ever been. My average, my timing target is great. I'm feeling good. My family are buzzing. Do you know what I mean? I'm able to take care of everyone around me. I'm the healthiest that I've ever been. My life's good because I just stuck with it. I created habits and routines when my motivation slipped. And then you come into January 2023 and you're the fucking greatest version of yourself. 2 scenarios. One, you fall off. You come January 2023. You're like, fucking hell, I'm starting again. I wish I would have stuck with it. Stuck with those goals. Or you keep going, come into January 2023 and you're the best version of yourself. Team, that is it. Quick recap. Point number 1, set clear goals. Not daily actions, clear goals. Why you're going to start testing your blood glucose more. Why you want a great HbA1c. Why you want to improve your timing range. Set clear goals. Tie them to something that means something to you. Tip number 2, create a plan you can actually stick to that suits your lifestyle. Tip number 3, create a daily to-do list. It's going to help you out and give you so much clarity on the shit you need to do to move the needle forward towards improving your glucose control and your health. Tip number 4, be prepared for low blood sugars. It's going to happen to us all. You're going to get hypos. Tip number 5, just think of 1% better each day. 1% better each day, whatever that looks like for you. That might be a few more 100 steps. That might be 5% more on your timing target range. Yeah? I know it's confusing, 1% better, 5%, but you know what I'm saying here. Might be get to bed a little bit earlier, improve your sleep, drink more water, whatever it is, 1% better every single day. That adds up over the year. Number 6, create routines, daily routines and habits, because motivation will go. Might be hard at the moment. It will go, like I've just fucking basically said all through this podcast, but habits and routines are what's going to keep you going. Number 7, control your environment and just take a look at the people that you're surrounding yourself with. We went in depth on that. Tip number 8, be prepared to run lots of tests, lots of basal tests, insulin to carb ratio tests, pre-bolus timing tests. Tip number 9, around exercise, try and utilize the 3-hour rule, waiting at least 3 hours after your last bolus of rapid-acting insulin before you go and work out. And tip number 10, be prepared for in a few weeks or months, you will start to drift. Though that your little bitch voice, I call it in my head, will start to come in. You don't really need to work out today. You don't really need to eat well. Don't worry about your blood glucose. Don't show up. Don't post. Don't. Little bitch voice is going to come in there. How strong are you? You can fucking fight that off. Team, that is it. Look, I want you to have the best year this year. The best year in 2022. Yeah? So go fucking get after it. I did mention at the start, currently at the time of recording this, I did open up 5 spaces across this month to take on 5 type 1s to help you improve your blood glucose control, lower your average blood glucose, increase your timing range, and improve your HbA1c, and change your life. I always say this, not my words, previous clients' words. Testimonial after testimonial, proof after proof on my emails, on my fucking social medias, on Instagram that my program works. I opened up 5 spaces. One of the 5 went yesterday. So currently, at the time of recording this, I've got 4 spaces on my program across this month. If you are interested, all you need to do is reach out to me either on Instagram or Facebook. Drop me a DM and just say BG for blood glucose. I will do the rest. If you're listening to this on the podcast, you can reach me on socials, but also on the podcast. In the show notes, there's a link at the bottom to book a call in with me. I've already explained what happens on these calls in episode. Yeah. So 2 options there. If you want to be one of the 4 that we're taking on across this month, get me on socials, drop me a DM, just say BG for blood glucose. I'll do the rest. We'll have a chat. If you're listening to this on the show, on the podcast, scroll in the show notes. click the strategy session booking call link, book a call in with me, and we'll have a chat on there. Team, that is it. Wishing you all a fucking great year. 2022 is our year. Let's fucking boss it together. I appreciate you all listening. And I should have said at the start, actually, apologies that I didn't say this at the start. Thank you very, 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 very much from the bottom of my heart for all the support last year from you guys, for listening to my podcast, watching my Instagram stories, commenting on my posts on Facebook, responding to my emails, reading my emails, all the support that you have given me. I am truly forever grateful because this allows me to do what I'm doing and continue to help you guys. So I hope you're going to stick around on this journey together in 2022. And until the next episode, team, much love. Peace. Wow. A lot of fucking information in that one. A lot of information. So, team, I don't think we've got any questions on YouTube or on Facebook. Comments don't seem to come up on Facebook for some reason nowadays. Facebook is just all over the fucking show in it. Anyway, right, I'm going to have a quick look through Instagram to see if we've got anything on there. Got a few emojis. Thank you, team. Appreciate you. So we've got no questions. Hello, buddy. Hope you're good. Awesome. Right, gang. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Until the next live. Peace.